Good morning. It's a Todd and Erin morning stream on GetPartDaily.com.
Okay, this is pretty cool. President Donald Trump talked to the nation last
I
night.
saw this.
And there was one moment, of course, that totally made me tear up. And it's when he was talking about the widow of one of the Navy SEALs. And that was about the operation where there was a lot of loss of life. And
Right.
she was amazing. And they focused on her for like what?
Well,
It was like 2 minutes?
take a look.
Take a look.
We are blessed to be joined tonight by Corinne Owens, the widow of U.S. Navy Special Operator, Senior Chief William Ryan Owens. Ryan died as he lived, a warrior and a hero, battling against terrorism and securing our nation. I just spoke to our great General Mattis just now, who reconfirmed that, and I quote, Ryan was a part of a highly successful raid that generated large amounts of vital intelligence that will lead to many more victories in the future against our enemy. Ryan's legacy is etched into eternity. Thank you. Thank you.
Wow.
Okay, thank you for making me cry first thing in the morning, Patrick. Really appreciate that. But I mean, that was so gorgeous to me because you could see her talking to him, and
How brave. They're going to cry right at the beginning of
I
the
know.
show.
Thanks a lot.
But
This isn't waterproof mascara. But
It was amazing. That's the longest and I've watched a bunch of these. That's the longest I've seen them applaud anybody.
you know, and it's as it should be though, because this is the most incredibly noble thing. I used to work, this in Hampton Roads, and there's a pile of different military bases around Norfolk and Virginia Beach and Hampton and Chesapeake. And you see these battle groups come home, and it's the gigantic aircraft carriers and all the accompanying ships. And you see these women and these men waiting for them at home with all their kids, and the kids are scrubbed up.
And they're all dressed
and
up.
the women are wearing like cute outfits because they can hardly wait to see their husband again.
Right.
And all the signs that you're thinking, you just did all of this on your own for 6 months or
Yeah.
9 months or however long the deployment, just waiting for the person you love to come back while you fixed the dishwasher and you basically were a
Right.
single parent.
And this goes
And
for
you got
moms
to
and
wonder-
dads.
Exactly, and you got to wonder what was happening.
Right.
My favorite thing, one of my girlfriends did there, and she was actually married to a Navy SEAL, so he was always off on random stuff, but he had one really long deployment, and so...
How long was it?
Oh, good Lord, it was 7 months, I think.
Oh.
And he couldn't contact her. So when he came home, she'd been saving change all this time. She had this big change drawer in her
Right.
kitchen. And so I said, so how did that go? And she said, well, I took the change drawer and I threw all the change in the front lawn. I said, kids, go for it. Anything you can find is yours.
And 9 months later, there was a baby.
I said, how much time
Is that what
did
we're talking?
How much time did you get alone? She goes, 2 hours.
That's a lot of change. Or the
She-
kids. Kids aren't that bright.
She'd been saving for a long
Right.
time. So you can understand why.
All right. So we do have that issue at school.
Okay, I was volunteering in Zoe's class the other day, and our Zoe's at 5. She's in kindergarten, and
She's 5 3/4.
5 3/4.
There's 4 days till her birthday.
She's been bringing that up a
We've
lot.
been counting down from 60.
For a long
Not
time.
annoying at all.
Yeah, and the discussion of the piñata and which shape the piñata should take. Anyway, aside from all of that, so I was delivering the invitations yesterday, and they had a new kid. the kids stand up and go, "Hi, welcome." Short blonde hair,
Right.
really pretty big brown eyes, so
Right.
sweet, and wearing lavender. So
And the problem
a little lavender shirt,
is?
and then I went, "So hi, sweetheart," because the child's mom was there, and I'm thinking, okay, lavender. No.
Oh, you're going for boy or girl.
But then it was a sexually ambiguous name. It could have been either, and I'm like, "Hi,
Little
honey,"
person.
because you can't. And then I kept going through all of the clues, and they kept going back and forth, and it's not like you can say to the kid's mom, "Is that a boy or a girl?"
No,
because then
no.
they punch you in the face, and reasonably so. So, who has a trick for that? By the way, if you're with us on Facebook Live, would you mind giving me some advice? I really want to know who does that, because I did not know that.
That's like Pat on SNL.
Exactly.
Right?
All the leading questions, like,
Right.
would you care to? No, never
Right.
got it. I still do not know that.
Well, since you don't know that,
Mhm.
here's some other things you don't know. And
Okay.
what's so cool about this is this will get stuck in your brain and it means nothing, and you'll never use this information
No,
ever again in
you
your
do-
entire life.
You do at cocktail parties, and then you feel vaguely clever.
Depends how much you drink. All right, so I did not know that. You ready?
Okay.
All right, so flamingos,
Yes.
okay? Flamingos. There are more plastic flamingos in the world than there are actual flamingos.
Get out.
We have 4 of them in our garage.
I know.
All
Now I
right.
feel kind of bad. Maybe
right.
we should have had an actual flamingo and been encouraging like breeding or something.
How about gold?
Yeah.
Gold. All of the gold that has ever been mined in the world would fit into a 20 by 20 by 20 cube meters.
20 by 20 by 20 meter cube?
Yeah, so it's 20 meters high, 20 meters wide, 20 meters
No.
deep. That's it.
We've had more than that.
So it's kind of weird to think that Gold Rush, which is on the Discovery Channel, is so popular. All right, so here's another one. Oceans.
Yes.
Okay, oceans. There are more atoms in a glass of water
Yes.
than there is cups of water in all the oceans.
You totally are blowing my mind right now.
I know.
I'm kind of freaking out. I know.
All right.
Wow.
Cards. If you shuffle cards and you go through them and you put them together and maybe you shuffle them again, there is an incredibly large chance that those cards have never been in that order before, forever.
Really?
Right?
I didn't think you had that many variations. 52, it's like
Right.
there's
The
52.
combination story.
7 spices. Well, now what do you mean?
Totally bogus. There's a professor, I think it was in social media and how things get going and how things, fake news, like that. And so she was on stage and they were taping it. And she looked at the crowd and she said, you know, a story like every year of something stupid.
That could go viral, and then
And it
everybody
went
suddenly-
And
And there's the one voice of
then
sound.
every interview they do,
Here on the ToddandDaily.com. Funny. Any one of our Facebook pages, it's embarrassing. This only because he's in a Twitter battle. It's his fans and Justin Bieber's fans.
because it's
Well, it's hysterical.
Ben Glebe,
Well, apparently Ben Glebe's fans call him the B-Glebers.
right?
Okay, and Justin Bieber's fans call him the B-Liebers. So apparently they got into a Twitter battle saying, you can't call him the B-Glebers
Oh,
because we're the
no.
B-Liebers.
Oh,
and you're
no.
just trying to make it sound like it's the B-Liebers when it's actually
Oh.
not the B-Glebers. And so he thought it was hysterical. And I guess Justin Bieber sent him a private message saying, this is so weird. Seriously.
You know, it should be really embarrassing to actually be associated with the blonde-headed guy. Oh
You know,
my God.
everybody has their fan. I'm in Loki's army. I can't say anything.
Right.
I'm a loser. I'm with them. I get it. But the important thing is he's going to be here at Wise Guys. It's starting tomorrow night and then running through Saturday. This is going to be the gateway location.
Oh yeah, we Skyped him the other day.
He's really freaking funny.
Yeah, take a look.
Now, then everybody who's really good at their craft in comedy has that one awesome shutdown. You know, when you get the guys like, yeah, over and over in the crowd and you have to shut them down at some point or it's going to turn the tide. What's your go-to?
I don't have a go-to. That's what I pride myself on as well. I am never afraid of a heckler saying something to me because I'm pretty known for my improv and for hitting people that come at me. I hit them pretty hard. In fact, I usually uninitiated go into the crowd and hit them. I just, at the end of last year, made a little bit of comedy history by being the first comedian to ever live stream an entire headline set on Facebook Live. The entire hour, it was an hour and 17 minutes actually, all improvised. And literally not one scripted joke, not one pre-planned thought. And it went viral on Facebook, so I did it in 8 straight cities. So I ended last year's tour with 8 comedy specials being broadcast live, basically, all of them 100% improvised. So I think crowds are a little bit afraid to come at me generally. So I'm fine with that. I am fine with that.
Is that somebody's life research?
I just love talking with people directly. I love going out and seeing where the country's at, what people are thinking. I just enjoy being in intimate venues and performing for small groups. You know, it's a crazy thing because a lot of the things I'm fortunate enough to get to do, like my game show Idiot Test, are in front of millions. You know, we're seen by 2.8 million people a week throughout all of our time slots. And the Today Show is 4 million people whenever I do that show. Yet I still go and give my 100% all to every small comedy club show, even if it's in front of 90 people or 200 people. I probably give more to those, if anything, because you're there by yourself on stage and it's only me, and people paid their own money to come out and watch as opposed to just flipping around on a dial. So I always want to make sure it's an amazing show.
Here's 2 reasons to really love this guy. Number 1, I don't know if you noticed in the background in his office, he keeps a picture of his grandpa there.
He does. And you know what's...
That was so sweet
The
to
other
me.
thing really interesting about it is this guy's got a really big platform. I mean, like he said, he's doing this game show, he's doing the Today Show, he's got all that going. But he's still playing a club that holds, I think Wise Guys holds like 120 people.
Well, even better, tomorrow night he's actually starting his run with a charity comedy show for the Ronald McDonald House, which I think is incredibly sweet. Now, this is a special event for only $20. It's tomorrow night, March 2nd, and you can get your tickets if you just want to go to wiseguyscomedy.com. Pick those up, and then all the money is going to the Ronald McDonald House. And you and I love that. We work there all the time with Mark Miller Subaru because this is helping all the families of the kids who are chronically ill up at Primary Children's.
We go up and we
it's
cook for
incredible.
the families and stuff, and it's actually really fun.
Coolest thing ever.
Yeah.
So I love, Ben, that he's doing this for us. That's really nice.
All right, so information is coming up.
With Daisy, and by the way, that's sponsored by the law offices of Robert J. DeBryan Associates, with offices in Salt Lake City, Sandy City, and St. George. Also by Precision Garage Door of Salt Lake City, providing repairs, garage door installation, as well as openers. Precision Garage Doors, locally owned and nationally backed. Good morning, teeny tiny Daisy. What is going on?
Good morning, Todd and Erin. Here's what's making headlines on Gebhardt Daily. The Utah Highway Patrol is investigating a Cache County accident that sent 18 people to the hospital Tuesday. The chain reaction took place on southbound 89 during whiteout conditions. The UHP says none of the injuries were life-threatening. And the family of a Sandy man who died in a weekend plane crash along with his 2 young children released a statement thanking those who helped in the search. Randy Wells, his son Asher, and daughter Sarah disappeared on a return flight from Phoenix over the weekend. The family not only thanked those who took part in the search, but also expressed their love over social media. And smooth sailing again today for the early commute. I-15 clear in both directions right now with no major delays to report. It's 26 degrees right now in Salt Lake City. Today's high should creep into the 40s, and it's expected to stay that way over the weekend. That's it for now, Todd and Erin. Find more headlines 24/7 on GebhardtDaily.com. Back to you.
Thank you, teeny tiny Daisy. You know, I just thought about this. I've been bringing presents to some of the new clients because we've had a lot of people we've talked to in the past.
You're
They
gonna
say,
go bun
"Hey, we'd
cakes
like to
on
go-
us."
We'd like to go see you. I always bring them bun cakes because I have no morals. Let's be honest. If I can take you to Nothing Bun Cakes and get buntinis, you're going to say yes to anything I ask you because this is my serious addiction, and I'm sorry, I have no shame. Cream cheese frosting when it's made by April at Nothing But Cakes. It is utterly glorious. And there's the big, beautiful cakes if you want them for birthdays or weddings. Then, of course, they have amazing flavors like chocolate chip and white chocolate raspberry and cinnamon swirl and pecan praline.
All
my
right, stop it.
personal
I'm
favorite.
gaining weight right now.
But, you know, the nice thing is you can do them as presents, or if you want, April will actually deliver for you up and down the Wasatch Front. One beautiful location in Sandy. It's 10389 South State Street here in Sandy. It is Nothing But Cakes.
All right, so I'm going to get really embarrassed here.
Oh, this is new.
Because we did something the other day in my garage, and
I thought it was cool.
my garage is not the cleanest thing. So when you see the garage, realize that our guy was filming, Richard was filming. I just cleaned a hole
Pretty much.
so I could see floor, and that's where we set him up.
Well, it's neat though because prepper is a really big deal. I mean, we have a big Pinterest page where we're obsessed. By the way, it's Todd and Erin if you'd like to join us on Pinterest. And the prepper stuff is always like number one because like we're all paranoid and we assume everything is out to get our children.
Good.
So I will wildly over prepare. But this one I thought was genius.
Well, we filmed it the other day. Here, take a look. Hi everybody, welcome to the garage, and today we're going to be talking about adding some heat to your home when the power is out. And the cool thing is this only cost me $7.75. I've been reminded because of legal matters that there is a disclaimer. This is fire, 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 fire. Fire. It catches other things on fire. Furniture, carpeting, lamps, wall hangings, dogs, all those things, so please be careful. You have to start off with a non-flammable surface, and this is a stepping stone from a home center. And what you need to do is start adding some bricks. And then you just put the other bricks around. To make this easier, what I'm going to do is I'm going to light one of these tea lights. You can use one of the larger candles as long as they're short, because what these are going to do is these are going to add heat to what I'm going to put on top, and then you're going to have some radiant heat in that room of yours. All right, the last step in this, because this is pretty easy, is to get yourself a clay pot. Non-glazed, you put it over the top, and what's going to happen is the candles are going to heat up the pot, heat up the bricks, and you're going to have some radiant heating in your room. Now make sure, this is not for a living room, this is a small bedroom thing. And make sure you're careful with the fire because it burns things, all right? So we'll see you next time on Gephardt Daily on DIY.
Thank you so much, honey. Now everybody knows we're basically the Clampetts of our street. Thank you so much. Guess who's cleaning up the side yard when we get home?
Okay.
Yeah, Todd and Erin Morning Stream will be right back after this. And by the way, do not forget, you can always see the videos on our Todd and Erin YouTube page or at GephardtDaily.com.
Merit Medical. Why work for fast food wages when you can start at Merit for a whole lot more? Merit Medical. Great products, great people, a great company. Learn more at merit.com/careers. The law offices of Robert J. DeBry and Associates, with offices in Salt Lake City, Sandy City, and St. George. Check them out at robertdebry.com. Precision Garage Door of Salt Lake City, providing repairs, new garage door installation, as well as openers. Precision Garage Door, locally owned, nationally backed. Give them a call at 888-712-3667.
Morning stream on GephardtDaily.com. All right. So, bucket list. All right. So, do you have a bucket list? We've
think we all
talked
have a
about
bucket
it. Yeah.
list.
So, give me some of the ones. My friend wants to go to Machu Picchu.
I know Jen, she's living for that.
She does.
I would like to swim in a gigantic tub of cream cheese frosting.
That's on my bucket list too.
See? I would like to own a lavender field in Provence, in France, so that I can make lavender flavored nougat anytime I want. Most of my bucket list items tend to be based around food, especially when I'm on a diet. So
I don't know if I have, because I always have trouble with this, because I didn't think I'd last this long. And
I'm so sorry to do that to you, honey, because you say it with a real
Yeah.
genuine sense of disappointment.
And then everything I go through, we can't afford. So, but there is this one person, and this is, I think, hilarious. She's in the Netherlands, and she's 99, and she wanted to be arrested.
Oh
And
my God, that is
she's
so
in
cute.
jail. She's got cuffs on. Isn't that funny?
That is so adorable. Just this little teeny tiny slip of a woman, just like a little button, and she's laughing uncontrollably.
If she only had a tin cup and going across the bars going, "You call this food? Let me out of here."
I know, it should have been really old school.
Oh my
That's
gosh.
so cute.
I know.
All right, so no, you know, one of my bucket list things though that always was real is, and I've got to do this before I die. I want to see space once. I just want to cross
Okay,
that one
all
moment.
right.
That one moment when you cross from the Earth's atmosphere.
I
And
knew you
everything
were gonna
goes
say that.
completely black, and you're on into
And
outer
I
space.
have props too. All right.
Okay.
So since this whole space thing went privatized,
Mm-hmm,
right? And NASA, you know, they used to do all this stuff, and now,
And there's Richard Branson, and he's got the Virgin
right,
Skyways.
and now,
Spaceways.
and SpaceX has been ahead of everyone, and they are, by 2018, they're going to put someone around the moon, 2 people,
I'm
2
dreaming of this.
tourists
What
around
do
the
you mean?
moon, 2 regular people.
Like a contest? Like I don't have to be a billionaire? How do
No,
you
you
do it?
still need to be a billionaire,
Oh,
but
alright.
but you get to go around the world. But what they're doing right now, though, is really cool. So there is a module. Oh, here's the launch.
Okay.
This is them, by the way, and this is a SpaceX project. Okay,
So they're setting up.
it's huge.
That's a gigantic.
That's like a
big
real.
Twin engines,
Doesn't
they're
have
taking
duct
off.
tape on it. That's like a real rocket.
That would sound very reassuring if you were on it.
And they've actually sent them up to the space station, and they've docked, and there goes the boosters. All right, so the deal is, what they're doing right now is they have a pod, and they go up with a balloon, because it's cheaper, right? And they
Yeah,
take
yeah,
one
yeah.
of those big hydrogen balloons, and it goes up to the stratosphere,
Yeah,
and 6 people can sit in it as tourists.
I would almost do that. That would almost be enough.
Then they cut the cord. Now, here is the module that they're going to take to outer space. And it looks like it was designed by IKEA.
It's very high tech, very
Right.
clean, very white, very Star
No,
Trek-ish.
no buttons. It's all electronics.
Wow, everything is like that. One of those like bland press panels, not like all the buttons and
This,
switches you expect.
this is not the biggest news, what they've done. NASA would go and they'd launch their rockets, right? And I'm going to use my props here. Okay, so
Oh, this should be.
here's the
scientific.
module. Module goes on top of the first stage. First stage like this. They launch themselves up into space at about 6,000 miles per hour. Watch carefully. 6,000 miles per hour. This is the first stage. It's got all the fuel in it, right? It breaks away. Now with NASA, it hits the ocean. And maybe they'll get it, maybe they won't. SpaceX is a lot more cost efficient. Look at this
Explain.
landing. Look at this landing right here.
You're watching the engine go
Right?
down.
Look at it.
It's about to hit the ocean.
No, it lands
Get out!
on a stinking thing.
No way.
And they've done that 8 times.
It has its like own little life raft or something, and it lands on it.
So that's the part, that's the whole part that has all the fuel in it. And now they reuse them.
And they're saving the fish.
And they
That is
landed.
so beautiful.
That's the way they landed when I was a kid in the comic books and stuff. They come down and land like that.
Well, we've talked about that before, that so many different things that they've actually found in actual science started in the imaginations of science fiction writers.
Right.
Ray Bradbury was notorious for this. So was Gene Roddenberry. When he first started Star Trek, and people were like, that is ridiculous. That
Right.
is utterly foolish. And so many of the crucial elements that you've seen from that, like the transmitters, and even the beaming up and down and the displacing
Oh,
molecules,
yes, sir.
these all came from Ray Bradbury and from Gene Roddenberry. It's amazing stuff.
I still want a flying car. Where's that?
I just want to go up in space. That is the coolest thing ever.
Well, start saving
Yeah.
and
Sell body parts.
donate some livers.
What's a kidney worth
Right.
to stay on the black
All right,
market?
so-
I'm just curious.
Science is cool. Remember that.
Isn't
All
that
right.
amazing? If you missed anything today, please go to getpartdaily.com. You can find all the information there. And coming up tomorrow, Pokemon. Pokemon has new friends, the Gen 2s.
Oh, I'm all excited. Can't wait for that.
I'm just quivering in my seat
All
like
right,
a
we're-
trout on a riverbank. This is going to be freaking amazing.
Where can they see all of this?
Once again, gutpartdaily.com. You can also go to our YouTube page, Todd and Erin. You can find it all on SoundCloud if you want to hear it as a podcast. We're everywhere. We'll find you.